You say that disseminating is extremely important, but nonetheless you yourself as if put spokes in the wheels of that very mechanism that tries so hard to do so. Meaning? Well, meaning you build something, people, they just start getting into it, into the process, and you change everything. You already explained it, but why are you actually doing that? In order for a person not to become accustomed to something, or why? What's the use of that technique? I simply feel like it. Yeah, but beyond that, we need to, first of all, understand what we have to do, and only then actually do it. The process of acknowledgement of the right dissemination takes a lot of time. It's not to simply sit down, okay, let's do something, make a plan, and let's go. And for a year or several years, we'll work on it. No. The process itself of acknowledging what is it that we need includes within it the dissemination itself. We undergo these very states within ourselves. Besides, the resources are limited. We have to make a fair calculation in order to really succeed. Besides, we have very limited possibilities and opportunities. Kabbalah, it's not a consumer product in our world yet. We're still only in the beginning of its dissemination. The world will get a couple of blows now from the ongoing crisis that didn't ever end. It's only accumulating in order to burst out once again like a volcano. It's waiting for its next explosion. This new outbreaking of the crisis will occur, and it will be much more severe than the previous one. It might bring to the falling apart of the European market. The euro will completely disappear. I don't exactly know how that's going to be, but can you imagine how many countries that affects and the economics of the entire world? And also, who knows what's going to happen with America, with China. Russia maybe a bit less, but as we have seen, they rely on others even more. So it's very possible that it might even bring to war. Greece, Spain, Italy, there are many countries that are hanging on a hair's breadth. So that's what's ahead. Now, besides, there's also the natural crisis. It's evident that we're going into a dead end that's simply sucking us in. And who knows how will that end? It's like in a hurricane. There's this whirl coming at you, and that's it. There's nothing to do about it. Besides, the social system, the political system, all that will start very seriously unfolding now, and then, probably, it will be somehow possible for us to speak up and to say that we have a solution, and people, they'll be willing to listen to any solution. Maybe then we'll be able to better disseminate. But in the meantime, we're in such a state where we have nothing to lean on. Where will we look for the people who need it? If it's mysticism, selling red strings, an insurance policy for the next day from all troubles and problems, like all the different Kabbalists, so to speak, do, and that's something else, no problem. Such you can find everywhere, every place. There are plenty of such gurus around the world. But if you're telling a person that you have to correct, you have to love others, then will you feel good. Only if you love others, and you have to achieve that. It's not simple. Let's read together, study about it, talk about it. It doesn't interest anyone. How much time does a person have these days and the mind to think about it? Thus, we're in very severe conditions, and we have to think nonetheless, how can we reach any average person, wherever in the world he may be? But there's this thing here that, well, every time there are like these different events occurring around the world. Recently, there was this horrible frost, snowstorms, and the person, he suffered, got out of it. Again, got out of it. We have to prepare ourselves that it will be possible to tell a person about all those sufferings, and he'll see that there is a cause and consequence to them, that they have a certain targeted goal, and that it's possible to develop not through suffering, but by good means. Well, there's this thing when something bothers him, he goes to the doctors. The moment he's healthy, that's it, he's back in business. So there'll come such sufferings that won't go away until the point where a person will truly reach correction. So the only thing that will make people hear or listen is ongoing suffering. Since we're made out of an egoistic desire, then undoubtedly that's the only way to make us take life seriously.